The 3D effect with text has always been a favorite, and since the introduction of Photoshop it's made it so easy to produce. So let's get started. The first thing that we want to do is to get a new sheet of white paper on our desk. So we'll go to File and come down to New. We want a width of 10 inches, a height of 8 inches and a resolution of 75. Make sure that the background content is white, and when those ingredients are in place, simply click OK. To get the piece of paper as large as you can on your particular monitor, just double left click on this little hand here. Right, now make your foreground color a nice bright red color. There we are. Now pick up your text tool simply by pressing the letter T on your keyboard. And if you go to your front face and scroll down, you should find amongst yours one which is called Arial Black. If you haven't, then choose one with a large bold text. The size that we want is 72. Come into the middle of your screen and slightly to the left and just click once, and then type in the word shadow from the keyboard. Before you confirm the text, place it into the very center of your picture and then go to the top of your screen and click the tick, and this will confirm that this is the text that you want. We now want to apply the transverse selection on this to transform the text into a different shape. But before we do this, we'll have to make the text, which is vector at the moment, into a standard layer. So I'll just bring over my layers palette and show you how that's done. If you right click by the side of the text layer where it says shadow, a menu box will open up and come down through the menu box to one rasterized text, and that's rasterized it, and you'll find that the white background has gone away, the letter T has gone, and you've actually got a picture of what you're looking at. So what you're looking at now is a picture layer and no longer a text layer. I'll just move that over to one side so you can see it, but you can also see what's on your screen as well. If you hold down your Control key and press the letter T, the transformation box will form around your word shadow. Hold down 3 keys all at once. That's the Shift key, the Control key and the Alt key. When you've got those 3 keys held down, with your left mouse click onto the top right hand grab handle and drag it in slightly until the top of the word slopes in and the bottom is still straight. Let go of your left mouse and let go of your 3 keys. And then before you get rid of your transform box, take hold of the bottom central grab handle and drag it down. Then just simply press the Enter key on your keyboard and the transformation will take place. With your Move tool, move it up a little higher in the screen to there. Now we want to make a copy of the word shadow, and all you have to do is simply hold down your Control key and press the letter J, and you'll see that now the shadow has made a copy and called itself Shadow Copy. Come back to your original shadow, the one that's sitting in the middle of the layers palette. Hold down your Control key and point to the little icon between the eye and the word shadow and left click, and you'll find that the word shadow has now been selected. Go to Edit and come down to Fill, and we want to fill the contents with black. So click onto black and click OK. You probably won't see anything different happen on your screen at all because it's happening to the shadow underneath the copy. If you turn off the eye of the top one, you'll see that it is turned black underneath. Control and D will deselect. Now you want to select your move tool, and with your down arrow on your keyboard just press once, and you'll find that the little tiny shadow will appear beneath the word shadow. Now hold down your Alt key and press the down arrow 25 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, until the word shadow at the top underneath the red shadow turns to, we'll say 29. I did say 25, but I went over a little bit and I've got 29 now. Right, and you see that now you have the 3D shadow effect forming around the bottom of your word. Now we want to reduce the number of layers that you've got. So the way to do this is to turn off the eye of the very top one, which is the red shadow copy, and then with your scroll bar go right the way down to the very bottom of your layers palette and turn off the eye of the background, and your picture now should look like you have on the screen here. I'll bring this over. Now you want to go to this little right pointing arrow here and left click, and this dialog box will open, and you want to come down to one called Merge Visible. What you're asking the computer is all those that can see will merge together, all those that can't see will remain unchanged, so we'll merge visible, and they all crunch up into one layer. The top red layer is unchanged and the background is unchanged. We'll now turn on the eyes of all the layers, and I'll move that over to one side so you can see what is happening now. Now point to the little icon by the side of the eye and next to the word shadow copy 29 in my case. Hold down your control key and left click once, and the word shadow is once again selected. Go to edit and come down to fill, and it's remembered what you did last time, so simply click OK. That reinforces the redness that will appear in the 3D effect at the bottom, and it'll make it pure black for you. Control and D will deselect. Now I want you to go down to the very bottom layer, the background, and select it so that it's blue and it's the active layer. Now to your foreground color wheel, select a mid-blue color. To your background color wheel, select it, and in the color picker make it a pale blue color and click OK. Then press the letter G on your keyboard, which will select your gradient tool, and in your gradient tool edit palette, just click onto this and come down to the gradient editor, and the top left hand corner one is foreground to background. Click onto this and click OK, and we want a linear gradient, and if you go up to the line gradients here, it's the very first one, and if you hover over any of these long enough they will introduce themselves who they are, and this is the linear gradient. So click onto him and then simply come into the white area of your background, left click and drag a line from the top left hand corner to the bottom right hand corner. And then if you go to this little, let's pull this right over so you can see, if you go to this little right pointing arrow once again and come down through the menu to flatten image, and everything now has gone up into one image and your work is complete. I hope you've enjoyed this short hint and tip tutorial, and I look forward to speaking to you in future tutorials. Thank you very much. If you found this tutorial interesting, then please subscribe or like or leave a comment below. That will encourage me to produce more. Thank you.